behind this album, we can now highlight other sounds from Africa, as well as push the Afrobeats narrative.
Nice.
Because we're proud of you guys. Know that.
You know, it's
above all.
It's humbling. It's encouraging to hear that Morgan Heritage is doing a project to promote or push the sounds of Africa. But not too long ago, one of our very own had a record with one of the greatest to ever do it, Bob Marley. And it generated a lot of conversations. And the conversation spanned around the fact that some, because of the Rastafari movement and the consecration of reggae music and, you know, how holy of holy the genre is, certain things should be touched. You can't touch certain things. You can't do certain fusions. You can't have certain collaborations. You dare not even try to rap on certain records because, hey, I mean, these are
sacred.
These are sacred, you know. So, as Morgan Heritage, from where you sit, what is really the true deal of reggae music and these other sounds you're talking about? Because you guys have done it before.
100%.
You've merged traditional reggae music with other evolving sounds. But it
that's
seems
what
like
we call rockers music, ROCKAZ, reggae music that rocks. Because we went on tour with rock and roll icons like Bad Religion, No Effects, legendary artists like 311. This was back, 2001, 2002, on a tour called the Vans Warped Tour. Nothing but punk rock music. But the owner and producer of that tour, big up our brother Kevin Lyman, he came to see us perform in the late 90s at a Bob Marley reggae festival in Long Beach, California, and San Diego, California, where he was the stage or production manager. And he said that is the sound that he grew up on when he discovered Peter Tosh and Bob Marley in the 80s as a kid. And he wanted his punk rock, audience to get into that because the message of punk rock music was very similar to the message in traditional roots reggae music, that revolutionary social commentary. And it was a success. We did it 2 years back to back. And for us, looking at where we are now, musically, and how there is no real individualized sound anymore. Country music is now sounding like hip-hop. When you look at Florida Georgia Line collaborating with Nelly, it's like, okay, that's country music, but it's take off there down by the South and, eating them chicken wings. You take that accent off, and all of a sudden, you can hear Jay-Z rapping on that. So that's where music is today. So it's really important that these barriers that we're putting, I don't know why we as black people have to create these barriers amongst us, but I don't think it's really necessary. Because it's music at the end of the day. Music is free. So if you feel, go touch local Ben say guitars and your thing, and go yell up your brethren, Fally Pupa from Congo, then more power to you.
So far as it promotes the African agenda, there shouldn't be a problem. Whether it is it's a sacred sound, because the conversation is more, this is a sacred genre, and you're not supposed to do this or that. You're not supposed to do that.
No, but what makes it sacred? How do you make what's old become new again? How do we introduce, like you guys grew up on our music? How did that happen? Because your parents were listening to it. Exactly. So if you now, as the next generation, are inspired, like Sarkodie was, to utilize a traditional
stir it up
reggae sound, right? That's nothing different than what Morgan Heritage has been doing our whole entire career by fusing R&B vocals with traditional reggae music. You go to Jamaica and you hear, Jimmy Cliff, many rivers to cross. That sounds like a big pop ballad that Celine Dion would sing. But it was Jimmy Cliff. So to now say reggae is so sacred, it cannot be touched or reimagined the way Sarkodie did on that song with the gang. I was a part of an album called Chant Down Babylon. I produced a track on that album with Stephen Marley, where he remixed his father's songs and put different American and R&B artists on reimagined music with his father's vocals.
Mr. Cheeks,
it was
Mr. Rhymes.
Exactly. So for me, I did the one with Gangstar, rest in peace, Guru.
Oh, okay.
That's the record that I made, and it was just a joy. an honor for me to sample Bob's vocals and the I Trees, Rita and Judy and Marcia, you know, and put that with a new bass line and a new, you know, programmed drum beat and give it a new sound. I think it makes what's old new again, but it also makes sure that we as the next generation don't forget the road that was paved for us. It's just a form of homage. And it shouldn't be looked at anything else. Anything beyond that, it's just, we're looking for a headline. I'm sorry.
Wow.